Yeah.
Usually it's quite good.
Good.
All right. So can I just start with your study program?
Yes, so I study what's now called International Business in Asia, formerly ASP. Divided into Japanese and Chinese. Japanese just got cut when I started. That means I'm the last year that gets to finish Japanese, and then we will only focus on Chinese.
Yeah.
There's
Is
a lot
that
of.
what you're specializing in?
I'm doing Japanese.
Okay.
So Chinese is the other part. I would say we have a lot of courses that are similar to the IB and IBP programs, but always with kind of an Asian twist.
Yeah.
Plus the language, obviously. So we qualify for the same Kent Mac Masters as IB and IBP do.
Yeah.
So I always like to say that we do business with a little sidearm Asia plus language. I think that explains it quite well.
All right. Cool. So let's just get right into it. So why did you decide to found this event or organization?
When I first came to Denmark in 2015, didn't know anyone, and I just came straight off Japan. I moved from Japan to Denmark, and there was a lot of things going on. And at first, I just wanted to join the student organizations to make friends.
Yeah.
Straight up, I met two boys, one girl, who were really ambitious, who had a lot of amazing ideas, and I've kind of over beer here at Nexus. They started talking about it, and we're like, why are we not doing this? Like, this is doable, right?
Yeah.
And the idea came, and we gathered too many people with too many ideas, and the first year was an absolute mess.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and it was proven we could do it. We had the first year, we had quite a lot of prominent names. Maersk was here, head of Asia. We were involved with the Chinese embassy to Denmark, so we proved that we could attract big names, but now how to fill it with quality and value and content. And the second year, last year, we were only 2 people. One of the other co-founders and me. Just kind of say, let's cut all the bullshit and just do it how we think it's best. Also wasn't the best because it was all of a sudden a lot of work. We cut down from 6 speakers to 4. Little less messy, but not where I wanted it to be. And this year I'm the last of the 4 kind of left, because others graduated or left the study program. And I kind of told myself after last year, this is it. You've done it for 2 years. It worked. It was good. People liked it, but it never got as big as the big programs at CBS. And one of my classmates came up to me and says like, so what about Asia Days this year? Can I join you? And I was like, yeah, I should get back into it. I should do it. It's good. It's a good program. And it is the most fun is actually planning and working with other students and with people from the industry.
How big is the team?
The team now, we started out with 11. I believe we're down to 8, just because people dropped out, or life happens, right? And no hard feelings. That's how it is. This team this year did an absolute amazing job. A lot of people that are just very dedicated, and they take the ball and run. They do what they think is best, and I'm absolutely fine with that, because it's a group project. It's not mine or my partners or whatever. So I'm very happy with the team this year, and it makes it very easy for me as well, because I just have to say, where do you think this should go? And then you come up with a plan, and they go and do what they think is best. Plus the experience from having it done, having made the mistakes. The past 2 years, I haven't repeated these mistakes, or we haven't repeated those mistakes. So it was a lot of trial and error the first 2 years, and now this.
And what inspired you to get involved with Asia studies? I mean, let's go all the way back in time. What inspired you to go to Japan? How did all this?
I have no idea, to be honest. I have absolutely no idea. As a teenager in high school, I lived in the States, so I left. I'm originally German. I lived in the States, and I had to adjust to the English language and to new cultural life. And back then, I was 17. I already knew kind of Japanese is something I wanted to do, so I bought the Rosetta Stone for the computer, and I did that ever so often, right? And I came back to Germany to finish high school, and while I was doing A levels, I met a girl from Australia who used to live in Japan, just by chance, who is now one of our closest family friends, and she started teaching me Japanese. And after high school, I was like, I have a year. Right now, I didn't sign up for uni. I have a bit of money saved up, so I bought a one-way ticket to Tokyo. Absolutely hated Tokyo and kind of wanted to come back, but I forced myself to go and see what the real Japan is like. So I went to the countryside, and I went down south, and I traveled a lot of the more remote places. I absolutely fell in love with it, and that was something I just wanted to keep on doing, and that's why Denmark was a good option, especially CBS and especially the study program.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it in Japanese culture that you really find intriguing? Or
So if you would talk to my classmates, they would always say pop culture.
yeah,
They like animes or mangas, or they're into something more niche than that. I don't know. I can't say. It's the feeling you get when you're there. It's ineffable, really. It's you're there and you're around people and culture that is so fundamentally different from Western culture. So I don't. You said you lived in Canada, but I'm from Hungary. There's a difference, right?
Yeah,
North America and Europe. It is absolutely different in East Asia. Absolutely. And just absolute discipline, I think, of Japanese. I think that's very admirable. And they're a bit, it's a big shell to crack, getting to know Japanese, but once you do, they become your best friend. And I really like that. Yeah.
okay. So, why did you pick these 5 speakers in specific?
We are at 6 speakers, actually.
You're at 6, sorry.
Don't worry. We have 5 here at CBS and 1 at an outside location. Roxanne was a speaker here last year, who we kind of ran into drunk in a bar in Tokyo.
Okay.
By chance. And she now lives in Singapore, and we became very good friends over the course of planning Asia Days last year. And I worked for her again in the summer, and she's just very interesting when it comes to personality and how she sees things. And we have a lot of discussions. And when I said in the summer, I said I'm not going to touch Asia Days again, and 2 months later I called up saying, hey, I'm doing this again. Would you like to come? Because she's very excited to help students. I would say. I think that's one of her passions, and we talked about her coming, and that worked out. And then it was all about kind of what do we want to, like, what kind of story do you want to tell, right? So we have a bit more the political aspect in one, we have a different, more like entrepreneurial mindset in almost all of them, except Roxanne's. And that is all to kind of show there's a big future in Asia. It's a extremely fast-growing region, and it is not to be underestimated. It's not something that you can, put in brackets and say, well, I'm going to focus on Europe, because reality is, in my opinion, 10, 15, 20 years from now, you can't ignore Asia. And that can be China, that can be Southeast Asia, or parts of East Asia, right? So that's why we talk a lot about entrepreneurial topics, and also kind of how to work with that, because as a Westerner coming in, it is different, just because of the cultural differences. That's no bad thing, but it's a hurdle to overcome, right?
Okay, and what are the goals in the future for this organization? Do you think, is it likely that it'll continue, or?
Yes, that is the hope. Already last year we set a lot of foundations to be able to continue. We have a girl that is now on her first year, and will hopefully continue doing it next year, because I won't be able to. I won't be here. And the idea is that in one form or another it continues. So obviously we've had now 3 years in a row where we had kind of the same team, or in that sense, with people thinking the same. But what I'm hoping is that we get in the coming years, that we get people that they have a different approach, they have a different idea on where to take things, and I'd be more than happy to see where that goes and help.
Okay. So you will not be able to continue from next year?
98% no.
Yeah.
Because I'm graduating in summer 19.
Yeah.
I've done it for 3 years now, so for me right now the focus is on more personal things.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't want to see my baby die,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
at the same time I have to move on, right? And I see, like what I see now from the team, that I have no worries that this will not be in good hands.
All right. Actually, that was pretty much all my questions, because we want to also focus on this. I'm just going to stop it.
Sure.
Because we also want to